Last year, Garmin debuted the groundbreaking Xero Bow Sight and rapidly revolutionized the world of bow hunting. This week on Americana Outdoors, Garmin's very own Rehan Nana is joining us with his Xero Bow Sight in hand to bring home his very first Texas whitetail deer.
So we're down here in South Texas. I think it's about 2 hours away from San Antonio. You know, I'm coming from Kansas City, hunting kind of that Midwest area. So coming down to Texas with this type of stuff, it's big country, it's beautiful, it's really interesting. You know, pulling up here, I didn't know what to expect, but there's a lot of ground to hunt here. You know, see a lot of deer already. I mean, I think I saw a couple driving in. So I was just really excited to get down here, check the place out. You know, food was already ready down here, but I was kind of champing at the bit to get out hunting. This week we're down here going after Texas whitetail. You know, you always hear about Texas deer, the size, everything about them, and so I was really excited to get the invite down here and to try out the new Xero. So Garmin Xero is Garmin's new bow sight, and it's this incredible piece of technology that incorporates both range finding technology and bow sight into one. So really, in short, instead of having to pick up and you know, use a rangefinder and then, you know, figure out distance on your bow sight, it's all in one. It's a compact little unit that goes right on your bow like a typical bow sight. And when you're on draw, there's a button that you press and it actually gives you the range and then drops the pin on you know, a reticle dot right there to the exact yardage, which is just fantastic in my mind. And what's so nice about it is you're not, you know, splitting pins or anything like that. You get the exact yardage, it compensates for angles, and you know, it gives you that precise shooting when you really need it. I actually started shooting recurve when I was younger, and so coming into the compound with a Xero, it was a big change, but it's kind of the change that I was looking for. I mean, it was one of those things that I've been shooting it kind of just day in and day out, you know. The thing is, with that Xero, it's a fantastic piece of technology, but you still need to practice. You know, it gives you that precision in aiming when you need it, but you got to do everything up to that point. So I've been ducking out from work, you know, over lunch and getting shots in, knowing we were coming down here and hunting back on my farm and whatnot. And this entire season, every time I use it, it just kind of blows my hair back. You know, it's everything you kind of want in a bow sight. And one of the fun things that I do is just picking random spots and random angles that you'd be shooting from, and it's just dead on every time, you know what I mean? Starting at, you know, going 20, 23, 27, 30, 33, you know, 35. It gives you that exact pin every single time. You know, one of the things that the Xero won't do is, you know, you still have to know deer, you still have to practice, you still have to be comfortable, and most importantly, know your limitations. You know, for me, you know, I really felt comfortable into that 30-yard mark, especially from the sitting position. And, you know, you just kind of have to draw that line saying, while this sight can go out to 100 yards per target, you know, this is where I feel comfortable as a hunter, and that's the limitations that you have to follow. As hunters, we're always trying to make, you know, the most ethical shot. And one of the things you never want to do is lose an animal. You know, if it's deer, if it's birds, if it's anything. And so one of the things that I really love about this is that sight helps you in those situations, because instead of, you know, splitting pins and guessing yardage, when you're putting that pin on that animal, it's exactly where it should be. Down here in Texas, there's a lot of deer, and there's a lot of eyeballs on you when you're in the stand. And so having that ability not to be, you know, moving with a rangefinder and then, you know, with your bow is really, really helpful down here. You know, it's just one fluid motion up, range it, let it fly.
Visit Garmin.com to learn more about this incredible technology and add it to your collection of hunting gear.